I have more Shabby Chic cards for you. And then I'm going to get on to some altering of items. So let's start with this one. And I used what looks to be a hippie wedding Tilda. And I really like her. So I colored her up, and then I used stickles to give her some shimmer. I'm not into that Wink of Stella, guys. I use the stickles still. I'm an old-fashioned kind of girl. So I used my molds, and I had made these columns. And I decided to add the flowers on top of the columns as if they were kind of like topiaries. And then I added some Magnolia dye swirls. You know, you can see what I did. I used this Memories dye there. And then I have this really pretty flat back trim that I had ordered. And then I layered 3 beautiful blings from the DIY Boutique Supply. Some pink trim around the edge, and this one pops up on more of the pink trim and some pearls, and there's the sentiment area. So that's card number 1, and we've got 4 today. How exciting, we have 4. All right, card number 2. I used to just be so in love with this Tilda. She's kind of gone down on my list of favorites, but I still really like her. So I colored her up. I have very limited pre-printed paper, so I added this craft polka dot paper that I had in my stash with this kind of vintagey looking wood grain. 2 layers of lace in the background, my flower clusters and a bow in the center. I used some more of my molds here, lace in the background, and she pops up on pearls. And that's card number 2. All right, card number 3 is this one here. And I used a sentiment from the collection, Happy Birthday to You. I framed it in this, I believe it's a Prima frame. Added some flowers and some dies. I had made another card with the other portion of this die, so I just tucked it in up here, added some more flowers and some little leaf dies. And this is actually a Tilda. I must have colored her up 2.5 years ago. And she'd been lying around. I was like, I need to use her. And she was actually colored up already and matched this paper, so perfect. Here is one of the molds that I used. And I got some lace back there, and it pops out under here, and that pops up, and there's your sentiment area. Card number 3. What do you say we do one more? All right, this is the first card I started creating, and it's probably the shabbiest one of the bunch. I had used this really cool trim from Michaels, and I've used it before, and I've had some people say, oh my gosh, I almost bought that, but I didn't know what I would do with it. Well, here you go. You can do this with it. Put it around the edge of your card. It makes it look super shabby. So, you know, I tore the paper, tucked in some lace. I have some pink burlap in the background. Lots of layering. I added this... I'm calling it a mold. This is obviously not the mold. I used, ooh, I've got some glue strings going on. I used a mold to create these pieces. Lovely flower cluster, and I tucked in these little magnolia dies in the cluster. I put a few more up here. This is a lamp post from Recollections. A sentiment from the collection. Love the Tilda. This is another one of my newer favorites. I added a bow here at the corner. And she pops up on, whoa. That trim is really thick, but it matched this card so perfectly I couldn't pass it up. Isn't it pretty? And I did a lot of layering, and I even added some lace at the bottom. So that's card number 4. All right, let's pull back. You guys know the drill. If you want to tell me which one is your favorite, I appreciate it if you want to tell me why. It's even more fun. And failed to mention this on my last video. My cards are always for sale on eBay. I will link them in the description box down below. However, I do have somebody who usually buys them really quickly when I list them. So if you want to, when you go on eBay, you can actually click that you want to get notifications when I list something. So I encourage you to do that. Hopefully you know how to do that, because off the top of my head, I don't. But if you need to know, let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back with some really cool stuff coming up next week. And I hope you guys have a happy, scrappy day. Bye.